Hey guys, and welcome to the final episode in a series where we look at the trucks officially announced for the upcoming game Snowrunner. Just by the process of deduction, I'm sure you guys have realised what trucks I'll be covering in this episode, but for those of you who don't know, I'll be showing off the licensed truck, the Pacific P12, and the licensed Pacific P16. Although I've realised you've probably seen that in the video title. Oh well. Pacific was a Canadian company, based in Vancouver on the Pacific coast, where they got their name. Founded in 1947, that built heavy-duty trucks for a number of industries, but most importantly the logging industry, an industry that's still important to Vancouver to this day. However, in 1970, Pacific was sold to International Harvester, and then a Singaporean company, wherein they continued production for another couple of decades. Although, after that, slowly Pacific was stripped of intellectual properties and other assets, and now only supplies spares from its parent company, Coast Powertrain Limited. By the way, if you think that Pacific trucks look similar to Hayes trucks, then you're correct. The original founders of Pacific were ex-Hayes employees. The P12 and P16 seem to be the largest standard trucks that Pacific built at that time, although they built some absolutely monstrous custom trucks, like the ridiculous land trains for South Africa called the P12 W3 Ultras. Whilst Pacific primarily built trucks for the logging industry, the P12, as well as other trucks, was available for a whole range of vocational purposes with equipment including dump beds, oil field decks, rollers, and fifth wheel points, so it could perform a number of roles. The P16 didn't have this range of versatility in real life, with most being built for log bunks and only a few being equipped with fifth wheel points. This may affect their versatility in game, but I can't say for certain. I hope at least they can take flatbeds, otherwise their usability might be extremely limited. The standard engine for the P12 and P16 in all their forms was the Detroit Diesel 12V71N, a 14 litre, 475 horsepower V12. However, the very similar 12V71T was also available that produced 525 horsepower. Cummins engines from their KT and KTA ranges were also available. These were 18.8 litre inline-six diesel engines that came in 450, 525 and 600 horsepower ratings. The last engine that could be fitted inside the P12 and P16 was the Caterpillar 3408, an 18 litre, 450 horsepower diesel V8 that's still highly regarded to this day. These are some good engines, not fantastic, but should be more than enough to power the Pacifics wherever they want to go, especially that 600 horsepower unit. Both of their fuel tanks seem pretty average considering the size of their engines. As long as you're careful with how you use your differential locks and all-wheel drive, you should be able to get a good distance out of these trucks. All Pacific trucks from this time were built with torque-based differential locks, so it's good to see them with automatic differential locks in game. The switchable all-wheel drive on the P12 is correct, and so is the unavailable all-wheel drive for the P16. I know you're thinking that this has to be a mistake, right, and that it should at least be upgradable, but no. Logging in West Canada on the Pacific coast is usually done on gravel paths and other hard surfaces, so therefore the P16 never needed all-wheel drive in the eyes of Pacific. You have to remember that the P16 was designed exclusively for the logging industry, whereas the P12 was more of a general-purpose Pacific truck. The dimensions of the P12 and P16 on the cards are correct, and they both only ever came in one length. The P16 is a pretty normal length, if wide, but the P12 is extremely long, almost to the point where I think it might start impacting the ability of this truck and its agility. The P12 should be an absolute monster in game, especially with that 600 horsepower engine. It'll be able to tow and carry the heaviest loads through very deep mud. However, the P16 I'm not so sure on. It has the power and the size and weight to maybe give it good traction on its rear wheels, but the complete lack of all-wheel drive is going to seriously hurt its off-roading ability when it starts to get bogged down in mud. I think I can see myself using the P12 for any task where a big heavy truck is needed, such as heavy recoveries, mass cargo moving, and mega deliveries. On the other hand, I think the P16 will be much more limited in usability, only good for big deliveries, and even then you'll have to be careful what route you take, I think. But I think this is all just speculation, and I could be wrong on all of it. Well, this was the final episode in this series before release, but not the final episode ever. If they do a truck card for all the DLC trucks and the MV5000, I'll be making video on those as they come out, and I have a few other things planned for content for post-release, so please stay subscribed and tuned into this channel. I really can't thank you guys enough for watching all these vids and subscribing. It really means a load to me. Thank you for watching everyone, and take it easy.